I am joined from the newsroom by our editor-in-chief, Wasbir Hussain. Wasbir, first of all, let's start with Nagaland. Some of the highlights. We have 2 deputy chief ministers, 1 woman minister in Nagaland Assembly. And of course, this is easy to interpret, which is a clear and strong message of inclusiveness we're witnessing this time around in the Nagaland Assembly. Wasbir.
Absolutely. This election, the swearing in has been historic for more reasons than one in Nagaland this time around. Because first of all, this is for the first time anywhere in the country that the Prime Minister, the Union Home Minister, the leader of the BJP as well as the NEDA convener, that means the all 4 topmost leaders of the BJP were present to attend the swearing in of the alliance government in Nagaland, that is the NDPP-BJP alliance government led by Chief Minister Nephew Rio. That has been absolutely historic because in other places also the BJP is in power in many states across the country, several states across the country, but you don't find all the top guns of the BJP present in such kind of swearing in at the same time. So that itself is one of the takeaways of this swearing in Nagaland today. Second most important thing is that Nagaland today created history by having its first woman minister. A few days ago when the results were declared on the 2nd of March, Nagaland created history by having 2 women MLAs, 𝗟𝗓𝗙𝗘𝗧𝗛𝗡 and 𝗟𝗓𝗙𝗧𝗛𝗡, both from the NDPP. But today, during the swearing in, Nagaland once again created history by having its first woman minister in the form of 𝗟𝗓𝗙𝗧𝗛𝗡 of the NDPP. So she became the first woman minister in Nagaland. Therefore, extremely historic moment for the state. Ever since Nagaland became a state in 1963, several general elections were held in the state, but most of the time the candidates did not field any women candidates. It's a recent phenomena that women candidates were being fielded. This time around, there were 4 women candidates in the fray. 2 of them got elected, both from the NDPP, 𝗟𝗓𝗙𝗘𝗧𝗛𝗡 and 𝗟𝗓𝗙𝗧𝗛𝗡, both of the NDPP, and now 𝗟𝗓𝗙𝗘𝗧𝗏 is a minister. The third point that I'd like to emphasize is that Nagaland for the first time has 2 deputy chief ministers. One of course 𝗡𝗢𝗪𝗓𝗓, the veteran leader who represents the Peren constituency, the 𝗡𝗢𝗪𝗓𝗓 stronghold. I think he was the former chief minister of Nagaland, very rightly so appointed the deputy chief minister. And of course 𝗡𝗢𝗪𝗓𝗓, a BJP strongman as far as Nagaland is concerned, he has also retained his position as deputy chief minister. He was deputy chief minister earlier also. And to cap it all, we cannot forget the fact that Nephew Rio, the undisputed leader of the NDPP, he was the undisputed leader of the combine actually. Both the BJP as well as the NDPP had already projected Nephew Rio as their leader. So therefore, the issue of chief ministership in Nagaland was already clinched, in fact, before the elections. Therefore, it is not surprising that Nephew Rio has come back as the chief minister. But the takeaway is that Nephew Rio has become the chief minister for the 5th term. This is going to make him one of the longest serving chief ministers in the country. So these are some of the highlights as far as Nagaland is concerned, Aaron.
Right, and Wasbir, at the moment we're also joined by our Chief of Bureau, Arindam Das, who brought us all the update from the swearing-in ceremony that just happened in Meghalaya as well.
Right. Arindam, I'm coming to you, but before that, Arindam, stand by. But before that, let's look at the overview as far as Meghalaya is concerned. Meghalaya, of course, it is Meghalaya Democratic Alliance 2.0. This is the 2nd term of the Meghalaya Democratic Alliance. It is the old partners who, after some initial hiccups, the old partners have come together under the leadership of NPP leader 𝗟𝗓𝗙𝗓𝗓 Sangma. Now, even in Meghalaya, for the first time, the Prime Minister, the Union Home Minister, the NEDA convener, as well as the BJP party president, national president, were present to attend the swearing in of 𝗟𝗓𝗓𝗓 Sangma that took place sharp at 11 o'clock this morning at the Raj Bhavan in Shillong. The highlights of this meeting, of this swearing in today in Meghalaya, was that Meghalaya also got two deputy chief ministers. Meghalaya also got two deputy chief ministers today. That is one of the takeaways as far as Meghalaya is concerned. And of course, there is Amparin Lingdo, who was in the Congress, who has shifted sides to the NPP, won the elections after a tough fight, and then earned his place as in the 𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗛𝗏 cabinet. In fact, she is the only women minister as far as Meghalaya is concerned. Now, the hiccups we all know. There was a very faint attempt by Mukul Sangma, which was a non-starter though, to unite the opposition, anti-BJP, anti-NPP opposition together, but that fizzled out, and so now Conrad Sangma has a strength of 45 in the Meghalaya Assembly, with his partners being NPP 26, UDP 11, HSPDP 2, PDF 2, and 2 independents. So the entire opposition, almost barring the Congress and the TMC, are part of the Conrad Sangma government, and his strength is 45. So one can say that this is going to be a stable government, because that the scope of a blackmailing is just not there as far as because of the sheer numbers. And another fact which I have to mention here is that the Trinamool Congress decided to boycott the swearing-in. They were not present in the swearing-in. They gave the swearing-in a miss. This is something which is unexpected in a democracy, because at the end of the day, this is the people's mandate. We have to ask Dr. Mukul Sangma, we will try to ask this question to Dr. Mukul Sangma as to why he decided. Well, what was the protest all about? Because at the end of the day, the government is formed through numbers. Let me go to Orindam. Orindam, when the swearing-in was a smooth affair, the Prime Minister, the Union Home Minister, the National President was present. This is something unique in the state, isn't it?
That's right. This is a history for the state of Meghalaya, because this is for the first time that the Prime Minister of the nation was present at the swearing-in ceremony of the new government in Meghalaya. In fact, not only the Prime Minister, Union Home Minister Amit Shah was there, BJP's National President JP Nadda was there, two Chief Ministers, Chief Minister of Jharkhand as well as Chief Minister of Sikkim were present there. Besides that, Assam Chief Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma, who is also the NEDA convener, was present there. So it was a big swearing-in ceremony that took place at the Raj Bhavan, in which 12 cabinet ministers were sworn in, including Chief Minister Conrad Sangma. So that's the thing right now. And as you have mentioned that this time in Meghalaya also there will be two deputy chief ministers. One is of course the previous Deputy Chief Minister Preston Tinsong, and he will be added by another Deputy Chief Minister, that's 𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗛𝗏. So these are the two Deputy Chief Ministers. Of course, the portfolios of Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Ministers were declared today, but for the other ministers, the portfolios are yet to be announced as to which minister will get which portfolio. But yes,
for the sake of our viewers, can you once again talk about the portfolios which the Chief Minister and the two Deputy Chief Ministers have kept for themselves?
Yes, only two portfolios were announced. Others were sworn in as just ministers today. The portfolios are yet to be announced for others. So the three of them whose portfolios were announced was Chief Minister. Of course, it's second time coming for Conrad Sangma, and he will be assisted by two Deputy Chief Ministers. One is, of course, the previous Deputy Chief Minister of Meghalaya, Preston Tinsong, and he also, along with him, 𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗏𝗏 was also sworn in as the Deputy Chief Minister of Meghalaya. In fact, there is an interesting fact because the BJP's winning candidate, one of the two winning candidate, 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏𝗏, during a candid conversation to Northeast Live, has openly said that the BJP, though BJP got one ministry in this cabinet, but it will be shared by both of them. I mean, for 2.5 years it will be 𝗟𝗏𝗥𝗧𝗏𝗏, and 2.5 years it will be 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏𝗏. So there may be a similar deal or bargain that happened with the UDP also. So we don't know as of now, but yes, that's during a candid conversation to Northeast Live. The winning candidate from BJP, 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏𝗏𝗏, has told us that 2.5 years 𝗟𝗏𝗥𝗧𝗏𝗏𝗏 will be minister, and for 2.5 years, he will be the
Arindam,
minister from BJP.
Arindam, you see, there are some veteran political leaders in the Conrad cabinet, isn't it? People like Paul Lyngdoh, people like 𝗟𝗡𝗩𝗡, people like Preston Tingsong, people like 𝗟𝗜𝗩𝗘. So all these are very, very veteran political leaders.
Yes, that's right, because we know that some of them, some of the veteran politicians like 𝗟𝗡𝗩𝗡, who has just jumped the ship from the Congress to the NPP, she has been given a cabinet ministry berth. Along with that, Paul Lyngdoh will be seen after a gap of 10 years in the Ministry of Meghalaya once again. So Marquis Marak from Garo Hills is also one who is a senior leader from the NPP who is getting a cabinet ministry berth. So like that, many others are there. But yes, many veteran politicians are in the cabinet ministry of Conrad Sangma.
We will listen to that full conversation. You don't just give me 3 highlights. What are the 3 most important points that the Chief Minister highlighted after he was sworn in during his first interaction with the media? What are the 3 most important points that he highlighted? We have brought all of these live. We will listen to Chief Minister Conrad Sangma once again in a short while. But Arindam, bring us the 3 highlights that Conrad Sangma emphasized on after he was sworn in.
Yes, some of the key highlights of the press briefing which he did immediately after the swearing ceremony was that the work for development of Meghalaya will continue to bring in IT technology to the state of Meghalaya to move ahead with other developmental schemes. In fact, border talks is also on the agenda, because the border talks, we saw how much it had gone ahead between Conrad Sangma and Dr. Himanta Biswa. That's Assam government and Meghalaya government, because that's a very old issue between the 2 states, and we have seen how the border talks between the 2 states moved ahead. So border talks is also on the agenda. And of course, we have asked the Chief Minister that whether the new government will be firm on dealing with illegal coal mining in the state. The Chief Minister, Conrad Sangma, has said that yes, there will be a firm hand to deal with the illegal coal mining in Meghalaya.
Absolutely. Arindam Das, our Chief of Bureau in Shillong, thank you very much for the moment. So the highlight from Meghalaya is that, you know, there are veteran political leaders in the Conrad Sangma cabinet. There is a one woman minister in the form of 𝗟𝗡𝗩𝗡, and of course the big story is that, which Northeast Life has broken several hours ago this morning, is that the BJP has 2 members in the State Assembly are going to share the term. First half of the term, 𝗟𝗩𝗃 has already been sworn in as a minister, and in the second half, it is going to be 𝗟𝗏𝗡𝗅 Sulai, and that has been stated by none other than 𝗟𝗏𝗡𝗅 Sulai himself when he spoke to our Chief of Bureau just before the swearing in ceremony in Shillong.